Did you know that more than 2,500 years ago, 50,000 soldiers entered the Egyptian desert and none of them ever returned? No bodies, no weapons, no trace. The year is 525 BC. The Persian Empire is expanding without resistance. Its king, Cambyses II, achieves one of the greatest military victories of his reign, the conquest of Egypt. After defeating the Egyptians at the Battle of Pelusium, Cambyses proclaims himself pharaoh, and Egypt becomes part of the most powerful empire of its time. But not everyone accepts his rule. In the western desert, in the remote oasis of Siwa, stands a temple dedicated to the god Amun. There, a sacred oracle decides who is a legitimate ruler and who is not. The oracle refuses to recognize Cambyses. For a Persian king, this is not a religious insult. It is a political challenge. Cambyses responds without mercy. He orders an army of approximately 50,000 men to cross the desert, to reach Siwa and subdue the oracle by force. This is not a symbolic mission. It is a demonstration of absolute power. The army departs from the region of Thebes and marches into the Sahara. For days they advance through endless dunes. The sun burns, water runs low, sand covers everything. Ancient accounts agree on something unsettling. The army keeps moving forward until suddenly it vanishes. No messages, no survivors, no return. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote that while the army was resting in the desert, the wind began to rise with violence, the sky darkened, the air filled with sand. A massive sandstorm struck them, and the desert buried them completely. Men, weapons, and banners swallowed by the sand. The soldiers never reached Siwa. They never returned to Egypt. 50,000 men erased from history in silence. Since then, the disappearance of Cambyses' army has become one of the greatest archaeological mysteries of antiquity. For centuries, explorers and archaeologists have searched for its remains in the desert, without success. Some believe the story is true. Others think it was exaggerated over time, turned into legend, or used to explain a humiliating defeat of the Persian Empire. But then comes the question no one can answer. What if it's true? What if the army truly existed and truly disappeared? What if it wasn't just a sandstorm? In antiquity, the desert of Siwa was considered a sacred place,